Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about something extremely powerful that most people ignore in this noisy world. Silence. The world is full of noise. People talk too much, think too much, react too much. But truly powerful people understand something different. Silence has power. Silence calms the mind. Silence reveals truth. Silence creates wisdom. And sometimes, the deepest answers in life come not through noise, but through silence. Many people are afraid of silence because silence forces them to face their thoughts, emotions, and reality. But when you learn how to become comfortable in silence, your mind becomes calmer, stronger, and more connected to peace. In this video, we will learn the true power of silence, why silence is called the language of God, and how silence can completely transform your mind, emotions, and life. Lesson 1. Silence reveals inner peace. Most people live in constant noise. Noise from phones, noise from social media, noise from stress, noise from overthinking. And because of this, the mind rarely becomes truly calm. Many people are always surrounded by distraction. Even when they are alone, they immediately reach for music, videos, notifications, or endless scrolling because silence feels uncomfortable to them. But silence is powerful. Silence allows the mind to slow down. Silence gives the heart space to breathe. And silence reveals what is truly happening inside you. The truth is simple. A peaceful mind is easier to find in silence than in noise. Many people believe peace comes from outside things like money, success, attention, or entertainment. But real peace often begins when the mind becomes quiet. When life becomes silent for a moment, people start noticing their thoughts clearly, their fears, their emotions, their stress, their dreams. This is why many people avoid silence. Silence forces honesty. Without constant distraction, the mind can no longer hide from itself. But this honesty is important. Growth begins when people become aware of what is happening inside them. Another important truth is this: silence is not emptiness. Silence is clarity. In silence, the mind becomes less chaotic. Thoughts slow down. Emotions become easier to understand. Life feels less rushed. This is why peaceful places often feel powerful emotionally. A quiet morning, a calm forest, a silent room, a peaceful walk alone. These moments calm the nervous system because silence allows the mind to rest. Many people are mentally exhausted not because life is always difficult, but because their mind never becomes quiet. Constant information creates mental pressure. Constant noise creates emotional fatigue. The brain becomes overloaded. Silence helps restore balance. Another reason silence reveals peace is because silence brings attention back to the present moment. During noisy and busy days, the mind constantly jumps between past regrets and future worries. But silence slows that movement. You begin noticing your breathing, your surroundings, your emotions, your thoughts. This creates awareness, and awareness creates calmness. Many people search for peace everywhere except inside themselves. They travel, chase success, buy things, and seek validation, hoping peace will finally appear. But inner peace cannot fully exist while the mind remains noisy all the time. Silence helps people reconnect with themselves. Another powerful truth is this: silence teaches emotional control. A person who always reacts immediately becomes emotionally unstable. But silence creates space between emotion and reaction. Instead of speaking instantly, you pause. Instead of reacting with anger, you breathe. Instead of creating drama, you remain calm. That silence creates strength. Many powerful people speak less because they understand that silence protects peace. They do not waste energy reacting to everything around them. This creates emotional maturity. Another important lesson is this: silence increases awareness. During silence, people often notice things they normally ignore. They notice unhealthy habits, negative thoughts, toxic relationships, stress inside the body, distractions controlling the mind. Silence reveals truth clearly because distractions become weaker. This is why silence can feel uncomfortable at first. It exposes reality. But facing reality creates growth. Another truth many people forget is this: not all silence is loneliness. Sometimes silence is healing. Some of the most peaceful moments in life happen quietly. Watching the sunrise, praying silently, sitting calmly after a stressful day, thinking deeply without distraction. These moments feed the soul. This is why peaceful people usually protect quiet moments carefully. They understand silence has value. Another powerful lesson is this: inner peace grows when mental noise becomes smaller. The world will always remain busy and loud. Problems and distractions will always exist. But silence gives people the ability to return inward and reconnect with calmness. This creates emotional balance. A calm person thinks more clearly, sleeps more peacefully, handles stress better, and reacts less emotionally to small problems. Silence strengthens the mind quietly. Remember this carefully. Silence is not weakness. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is where peace, awareness, clarity, and emotional strength begin growing. And sometimes, the quietest moments in life become the moments that heal the mind the most. Lesson 2. A quiet mind is a powerful mind. In today's world, most people have noisy minds. Even when they sit quietly, their thoughts never stop. They worry about the future, replay the past, think about problems constantly, compare themselves to other people, overthink every situation. Because of this, the mind becomes tired and heavy. The truth is simple. A noisy mind loses peace easily, but a quiet mind becomes powerful. A quiet mind does not mean a person never thinks. It means the mind is calm, focused, and under control, instead of constantly chaotic. This kind of mental calmness creates strength. Many people believe power means being loud, aggressive, or constantly speaking. But truly strong people often stay calm. They think carefully before reacting. They do not panic easily. They do not waste energy on every small problem. This emotional control comes from inner silence. Another important truth is this: the mind becomes clearer when noise becomes smaller. When people constantly consume information, social media, drama, gossip, and endless distraction, the brain becomes overloaded. Too much noise creates confusion. Too much stimulation weakens focus. This is why many people struggle to think clearly today. Their mind never gets rest. A quiet mind creates clarity. Thoughts become organized. Decisions become calmer. Focus becomes stronger. This is why silence is connected to wisdom. Many wise people spend time alone, reflecting quietly instead of constantly surrounding themselves with noise. Another reason a quiet mind is powerful is because it improves emotional control. People with noisy minds often react too quickly. They become angry quickly, stressed quickly, offended quickly. Fear controls them easily because their mind already feels unstable inside. But calm people respond differently. They pause before reacting. They observe before speaking. They stay steady during pressure. That creates strength. Anyone can react emotionally. But staying calm during difficult moments requires discipline. Another powerful lesson is this: a quiet mind sees reality more clearly. When emotions become loud, people often make bad decisions. Anger, fear, jealousy, and stress can cloud judgment. But silence slows emotional chaos. It creates space for awareness. This helps people think wisely instead of reacting impulsively. Many mistakes happen because people speak or act too quickly without calm reflection. Silence protects wisdom. Another important truth is this: focus grows in silence. Many people cannot concentrate deeply anymore because their attention is constantly divided. Notifications, videos, messages, noise everywhere. The brain becomes addicted to distraction. This weakens discipline and mental strength. But silence trains focus. When the mind becomes quiet, concentration improves. People can think deeper, work better, and understand life more clearly. This is why many successful and wise people protect quiet time carefully. Silence sharpens the mind. Another reason a quiet mind becomes powerful is because peace increases energy. Mental chaos drains emotional energy quickly. Constant overthinking creates exhaustion. Constant stress creates fatigue. But calmness restores strength. A peaceful person often feels lighter emotionally because the mind is no longer fighting itself constantly. This creates emotional freedom. Another lesson silence teaches is patience. A noisy mind wants immediate answers, immediate results, and immediate reactions. But silence teaches stillness, patience, observation. This creates maturity. A calm person understands that not every situation requires instant action. Sometimes silence itself is the best response. Another powerful truth is this: a quiet mind becomes harder to control. People with unstable emotions are easily manipulated by fear, anger, pressure, and outside opinions. But calm people think independently. They do not panic easily. They do not react emotionally to everything around them. This creates inner power. The world may remain chaotic, but their mind stays steady. That stability becomes rare and valuable. Another important lesson is this: you protect your peace by protecting your mind. The things you listen to matter. The people around you matter. The information you consume matters. Everything affects mental silence. This is why peaceful people become careful about what they allow into their mind. They avoid unnecessary drama, avoid constant negativity, avoid endless distraction, because they understand. A quiet mind is priceless. Another truth many people forget is this: silence is not weakness. Silence is strength under control. A calm mind does not need to prove itself constantly. It does not need endless attention. Real power often appears quietly. Remember this carefully. A noisy mind creates stress, confusion, and emotional weakness. A quiet mind creates clarity, focus, emotional control, and inner peace. And in a world full of chaos and noise, a calm and quiet mind becomes one of the most powerful things a person can have. Lesson 3. Silence helps you understand yourself. Most people spend so much time listening to the world that they never truly listen to themselves. The world is always talking. Social media is talking. People are talking. Problems are talking. Noise is everywhere. Because of this, many people stay distracted all the time. Their mind never becomes still long enough to truly understand what is happening inside them. This is why silence is powerful. Silence helps people reconnect with themselves. When everything becomes quiet, hidden thoughts and emotions slowly become clearer. You begin noticing what truly makes you happy, what hurts you deeply, what fears control you, and what kind of life you really want. The truth is simple. Silence reveals the parts of yourself that noise keeps hidden. Many people are afraid of being alone in silence because silence removes distraction. Without constant entertainment, the mind can no longer escape itself. This can feel uncomfortable at first. People suddenly notice stress they were ignoring, pain they were avoiding, habits hurting their life, truths they did not want to face. But this awareness is important. Growth begins when people become honest with themselves. A person cannot truly improve while constantly running away from self-reflection. Silence creates space for honesty. That honesty changes lives. Many people live according to outside pressure instead of inner understanding. They follow trends, copy other people, chase approval, and live based on expectations from society. But silence helps people ask deeper questions. What kind of person do I want to become? What truly matters to me? Am I living honestly? These questions create self-awareness, and self-awareness creates wisdom. People who understand themselves deeply usually make calmer decisions because they are not constantly controlled by outside opinions. They know who they are. That creates confidence. Silence also helps people understand emotions more clearly. During busy and noisy days, emotions often become mixed together. Stress, anger, fear, sadness, confusion, everything feels chaotic. But when the mind becomes quiet, emotions become easier to understand. Instead of reacting immediately, people begin observing themselves calmly. This creates emotional maturity. A calm person does not allow every feeling to control behavior instantly. Silence creates a pause between emotion and reaction. That pause is powerful. It helps people respond wisely instead of emotionally. Silence also reveals unhealthy patterns. Many people repeat the same mistakes again and again because they never slow down long enough to reflect. They continue unhealthy habits, continue toxic relationships, continue self-destructive thinking. But silence creates awareness, and awareness often becomes the beginning of change. When people finally see their patterns clearly, they can begin improving their life. This is why quiet reflection matters so much. Some of the most important realizations in life happen during silent moments. Not during noise, not during distraction, but during stillness. Many wise people spend time alone because solitude strengthens understanding. They know silence helps the mind think deeper. This does not mean avoiding people completely. It means creating enough quiet space to reconnect with yourself honestly. A person who never spends time alone often becomes disconnected from their own inner world. Silence also helps people understand what truly deserves their energy. During quiet reflection, many people realize they waste too much time on unnecessary drama, meaningless arguments, and temporary distractions. This awareness creates peace. Life becomes simpler, calmer, more focused. The mind stops chasing every small thing. This is why silence often changes priorities. People begin valuing peace more than attention, depth more than noise, meaning more than distraction. Another important truth is this: you discover your real strength during quiet moments too. When everything becomes silent, people often realize they are stronger than they thought. They survived difficult seasons. They survived heartbreak. They survived fear and pain. Silence allows people to see their journey more clearly. This creates gratitude and resilience. Many people search everywhere for answers while ignoring the quiet wisdom already inside them. But silence allows intuition and deeper understanding to rise slowly. This is why prayer, meditation, reflection, and peaceful solitude feel powerful to so many people. The mind finally slows down enough to listen deeply. Remember this carefully. Noise distracts the mind. Silence reveals the soul. And sometimes the most important understanding in life comes when you stop listening to the world for a moment and start listening to yourself. Lesson 4. Not every situation needs a reaction. Many people lose their peace because they react to everything. Every opinion hurts them. Every insult affects them. Every small problem becomes emotional chaos. Because of this, their mind stays tired and restless all the time. The truth is simple. Not every situation deserves your reaction. Silence is powerful because silence teaches emotional control. A calm person understands that reacting to everything only creates more stress, more conflict, and more mental exhaustion. Strong people do not waste energy on every argument, every negative comment, or every small problem. They choose peace instead of unnecessary drama. This creates emotional strength. Many people believe reacting loudly makes them powerful. They think anger, shouting, or constantly defending themselves proves strength. But true power often appears through calmness. Anyone can react emotionally. Anyone can lose control. But staying calm when emotions become intense requires discipline. That is real strength. Another important truth is this. Silence gives wisdom time to think. When people react too quickly, they often say things they later regret. Anger speaks fast. Ego reacts fast. Hurt feelings react fast. But silence creates a pause. That pause changes everything. A calm mind asks, is this situation even worth my peace? Will reacting improve anything? Does this deserve my energy? These questions create maturity. Many arguments become worse because both people react emotionally instead of calmly. One angry sentence creates another angry sentence. Small situations become huge problems simply because nobody stayed quiet long enough to calm the situation. Silence can stop unnecessary conflict before it grows. This is why emotionally intelligent people often speak less during heated moments. They understand that temporary emotions should not control permanent decisions. Another reason silence is powerful is because silence protects dignity. Many people embarrass themselves by reacting impulsively. They post emotional messages, say hurtful things, create unnecessary drama. Later, they regret their behavior. But silence creates self-control. A calm person understands that not every attack deserves a response. Not every misunderstanding deserves explanation. Not every negative person deserves attention. This mindset creates inner peace. Another powerful lesson is this. People often reveal themselves through their behavior. Sometimes silence allows truth to appear naturally. A dishonest person eventually exposes dishonesty. An angry person eventually exposes anger. A fake person eventually exposes fake behavior. You do not always need to fight or argue constantly. Silence and patience often reveal reality more clearly than emotional reactions. This is why wise people observe carefully before speaking. Observation creates understanding. Many people also react emotionally because they desperately want validation. They feel the need to defend themselves constantly so others will understand them. But peaceful people realize something important. Not everyone will understand you. And that is okay. Trying to explain yourself to every person becomes exhausting. Sometimes silence protects peace better than endless explanation. Another important truth is this. Silence is not weakness. Silence is controlled strength. Weak people react to everything immediately because emotions control them. Strong people choose responses carefully. They stay calm under pressure. They protect their energy. This creates emotional stability. Silence also helps during painful moments. When people become hurt emotionally, they often react instantly out of sadness, anger, or disappointment. But emotional reactions during painful moments usually create more suffering later. Silence creates space for reflection. It allows emotions to settle before action happens. This prevents many mistakes. Another lesson silence teaches is patience. A quiet person learns how to sit with emotions without instantly exploding or escaping. That patience creates maturity. Life becomes calmer when every small situation no longer controls your mood. Another powerful truth is this: your peace is valuable. Not every person deserves access to your emotions. Not every situation deserves your mental energy. Some battles are simply too small to destroy your peace over. Wise people understand this. They stop fighting every unnecessary war. Many people think silence means losing. But sometimes silence is the greatest victory because you protected your mind, your peace, and your emotional balance instead of becoming trapped inside useless conflict. Remember this carefully. You do not need to react to everything. You do not need to prove yourself constantly. You do not need to fight every battle. Silence often protects peace better than endless words ever could. And sometimes the strongest response is no reaction at all. Lesson 5. Silence creates wisdom. Wise people are usually not the loudest people in the room. They do not speak constantly. They do not react to everything. They do not waste words carelessly. Instead, they observe, listen, think deeply, and speak with purpose. This is why silence creates wisdom. The truth is simple. A mind that is always noisy struggles to think clearly. But a quiet mind sees life more deeply. Many people talk too much and listen too little. While someone else is speaking, their mind is already preparing the next response instead of truly understanding what is being said. Because of this, they miss important lessons, emotions, and truths. Silence teaches listening, and listening creates understanding. A person who truly listens learns far more than a person who constantly speaks. This is why wise people often spend more time observing than reacting. Observation reveals reality clearly. Another important truth is this: silence slows the mind down. When the mind slows down, people begin thinking more carefully. Decisions become wiser because reactions become less emotional. Many mistakes happen because people act too quickly. Anger speaks too quickly. Fear decides too quickly. Ego reacts too quickly. But silence creates space for reflection. That reflection protects wisdom. A calm person asks, is this decision right? Will this action create peace or problems? Am I reacting emotionally or thinking clearly? These questions create maturity. Another reason silence creates wisdom is because silence reveals patterns. During quiet reflection, people start understanding life more deeply. They notice human behavior more clearly. They notice how emotions influence decisions. They notice what truly matters and what does not. Noise often distracts people from these realizations, but silence sharpens awareness. This is why many wise people value solitude and quiet moments. Silence gives the brain time to process experiences, emotions, and lessons from life. Without quiet reflection, people repeat the same mistakes again and again because they never stop long enough to learn from them. Wisdom grows through awareness, and awareness grows through silence. Another powerful lesson is this: silence teaches patience. A noisy mind wants instant answers, instant reactions, and instant results. But wisdom grows slowly. A calm person understands that not every question needs immediate response. Not every problem needs panic. Not every difficult moment lasts forever. Silence helps people stay steady while emotions settle. This creates emotional intelligence. Many people also become wiser after painful experiences because suffering often forces deep reflection. During quiet moments after heartbreak, failure, or loss, people begin understanding life differently. Pain changes perspective. Silence allows those lessons to become clearer. A person who reflects deeply on life often becomes calmer, humbler, and wiser than someone constantly distracted by noise. Another important truth is this: wise people protect their words carefully. They understand words have power. One sentence can heal. One sentence can destroy. Because of this, wise people think before speaking. They avoid unnecessary arguments, avoid gossip, avoid meaningless negativity. Silence teaches control over speech, and control over speech creates wisdom. Another reason silence creates wisdom is because silence reduces ego. Loud people often feel the need to constantly prove themselves, win arguments, or seek attention. But silence creates humility. A calm person understands they do not need to speak all the time to prove value. Real intelligence often appears quietly. This creates inner confidence. Another lesson silence teaches is self-awareness. During quiet reflection, people begin understanding their own weaknesses, fears, habits, and emotional patterns more honestly. This honesty creates growth. A person who understands themselves deeply usually makes wiser choices in life. They know what damages peace. They know what creates strength. They know which battles are worth fighting. That understanding comes from reflection, not noise. Another powerful truth is this: silence helps people hear deeper truths. In noisy environments, the mind becomes distracted constantly. But silence creates mental clarity, and clarity creates wisdom. This is why prayer, meditation, deep thinking, and quiet solitude feel meaningful to so many people. The mind finally becomes still enough to understand life more deeply. Remember this carefully. Noise creates distraction. Silence creates understanding. And many of the greatest lessons in life are discovered not during loud moments, but during quiet moments where the mind becomes calm enough to truly see reality clearly. Lesson 6. God speaks through silence. Many people search for answers in noise. They search through endless opinions, distractions, arguments, and confusion. But some of the deepest spiritual moments in life happen during silence. Silence creates connection. Silence creates awareness. Silence helps people feel closer to God. The truth is simple. A noisy mind struggles to hear deeper truth, but a quiet heart becomes more open to peace, wisdom, and understanding. This is why silence feels powerful spiritually. During quiet moments, people often feel calmer, lighter, and more connected to something greater than themselves. Prayer feels deeper in silence. Reflection feels deeper in silence. Peace feels stronger in silence. Many people constantly fill every moment with noise because they are uncomfortable being alone with their thoughts. But silence slows the mind down and creates space for spiritual awareness. A quiet moment in the early morning. A peaceful prayer. Sitting silently after a difficult day. These moments often bring emotional healing. Another important truth is this: Silence teaches surrender. Life cannot always be controlled. Problems, pain, and uncertainty exist in every human life. Silence helps people stop fighting reality constantly and become calmer inside. Instead of panic, silence creates trust. Instead of chaos, silence creates peace. This is why many spiritually strong people value quiet moments deeply. They understand that silence feeds the soul. Another powerful lesson is this: God does not always speak through loud signs. Sometimes the deepest guidance comes through inner peace, intuition, calmness, and quiet understanding. But people often miss this because their mind is too noisy all the time. Silence creates clarity, and clarity helps people feel spiritually stronger. Remember this carefully. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is connection. And sometimes the answers people search for outside already exist quietly inside their heart. Lesson 7. Protect your peace through silence. Peace is one of the most valuable things in life, but many people destroy their own peace by reacting to everything around them. Every argument affects them. Every opinion controls their emotions. Every negative person steals their energy. Because of this, their mind never truly rests. The truth is simple. Silence protects peace. Wise people understand that not every situation deserves attention. They stop wasting energy on meaningless drama, unnecessary arguments, and people who only create negativity. This creates emotional freedom. Many people believe they must explain themselves to everyone, defend every opinion, and react to every insult. But calm people think differently. They understand that peace is more valuable than winning useless battles. Sometimes silence is the strongest response. Another important truth is this: protecting your peace is not selfish. It is necessary. A person constantly surrounded by chaos becomes mentally exhausted. This is why peaceful people become careful about who they spend time with, what they listen to, and where they place their energy. They avoid constant negativity, avoid gossip, avoid emotional chaos. Because they understand, the mind becomes like the environment around it. Silence also protects emotional balance. During stressful situations, quiet reflection helps people calm down before reacting emotionally. This prevents many mistakes. A calm mind makes better decisions. Another powerful lesson is this: you do not need to attend every argument you are invited to. Some people only want conflict. Some people only want attention. Reacting to everything drains emotional energy. Strong people choose carefully where their energy goes. This creates wisdom and maturity. Another truth many people learn later in life is this: peace becomes more valuable with age. People slowly realize that constant drama, noise, and conflict do not create happiness. Calmness creates happiness. A peaceful home, a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart. These things matter deeply. Remember this carefully. Silence is not weakness. Silence is protection for your peace, energy, emotions, and mind. And in a noisy world full of stress and distraction, protecting your inner peace may become one of the most powerful things you ever learn to do. So remember this: silence is not weakness. Silence is strength. In a world full of noise, distraction, arguments, and endless pressure, silence becomes power. Silence calms the mind, protects your peace, deepens your wisdom, and helps you understand yourself more clearly. The loudest people are not always the strongest. Sometimes the strongest soul is the one that stays calm while everything around it becomes chaotic. Learn to sit in silence sometimes. Learn to listen more than you speak. Learn to protect your peace instead of reacting to every small thing. Because some answers cannot be found in noise. They are found in silence. And sometimes, when the world becomes quiet, that is when God speaks the loudest to the heart. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more powerful motivational videos. See you in the next video.